Hi guys, I'm Veerle. This is my podcast. This is the first episode. We're gonna talk about the love wager, but first I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm Veerle. I like to read, obviously, and I like to read like romancy. That's what I read the most. But I also like love dystopian books like Maze Runner, Hunger Games. Sign me up. And I also love yeah, just rom-com books. Like we're gonna talk about a rom-com book today, obviously. So yeah, and romance, well, not that much. I need to be in a phase to read romance for that, and right now I'm not. So I don't think I will be talking a lot about romance books, but like not pure romance, but romancy, rom-com. Love that. And also like thrillers. I love that. I don't read it as much as I did before, but I do read it. So, okay, that's about me. Um, so let's get to the book. The book that I read this recently. It's A Love Wager by Lynn Painter. It's a rom-com about a girl, Hallie, and a guy, Jack. I'm sorry, I'm very bad with names, so I also had to look back on what the names were again. Um, on Hallie and Jack, and Hallie, so she wants to get a new apartment. She wants to grow up, She's an adult and she feels like she still lives as a student and she doesn't want that anymore. She goes on a dating app to meet someone and yeah, another guy goes on a meeting app. A guy goes on that app too, and that guy is Jack. And but they were first, they known each other. So saw him on the dating app and he was like, "What? Hey, you were on this too," because they fucked. Yes, they had a one night stand on the wedding of Jack's sister, and you probably know that if you watch this video because spoilers. But just as a recap, I'm gonna say what it's about. And um, yeah, they becoming each other's wing person because they're gonna talk and like with other dates, and then after a bad date, they go to get tacos, and they get a lot of tacos. Let's just say that. But then they put a wager on it because they want to know who gets love first. And then Alex comes in the picture. And Alex, he's like the perfect guy on paper, but Hallie just doesn't feel like it's right, you know? But it sure does get Jack jealous. Because Jack, ooh, he is jealous as fuck, and I love it. So but Jack, not so smart move. He, yeah, he tells Alex about the bed, and yeah, that was not a smart idea to do. But like for him, it was because after that they were broken up. But yeah, it was a bit sad. But then she didn't have a date anymore for the wedding because she was planning on going with Alex because she needed a date because her ex-husband was gonna be there and she wouldn't, and her family, and they would all be like, yeah, get to get no. So then Hallie asked Jack to come with her, and in that weekend they would be fake dating. So fake dating trope activated. Well, love that because um is it really that fake? You know, it didn't seem that fake to me. But yeah, so that was my not very short, a bit short, um, summary of the book. So now we're gonna talk about a few details. So you have the characters. You have Hallie, and Hallie, she wants a new life. She wants to be more organized, and she wants to have her own home, an apartment. And I get that. You're an adult. You want to live your life, and she just she got She had to move because her apartment burned down because she burned the love letters of her ex-husband. So, yeah, she doesn't have a lot of luck. She is quite, yeah, a bit unlucky with a lot of things. So, a lot of things go wrong. But that's funny, I guess. But not that much for her. But yeah, I love that. And then you have Jack, and Jack is like the perfect guy. Like he's funny. He wants to help, but the only red flag is that he's jealous. But like in books, I don't have a problem with that. Like be jealous, be my guest, go off, go be jealous of your girl. No, not of your girl, but you get what I'm saying. So, um, yeah, and I believe it was his sister. His sister said when he was jealous and he found out, oh my God, I love Haley. Like he found that out, and his sister found out too. And his sister was like, "Well, what is she doing right now?" And it was like, "Right now she's on a date with another guy." And then she was like, "You can sabotage that. You can call off the reservation." And at first he didn't do that, but then he got so jealous that the next day, I believe it was the next day, I'm not sure. He called the expensive restaurant they were gonna eat because, of course, Hallie told him, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna cancel the reservation for Hallie and Alex." So they got there, and no the reservation, no table. But unlucky as Jack is sometimes, Alex had another plan. Alex went and got like burgers and stuff at a picnic table, and it was a really fun time for Hallie. So that was sad, but it's okay. Also, like, okay, now we're going like fast forward, like we're going far further in the book, but like now they're fake dating at the wedding, and like every time they're like not even at the wedding, they're like, "Oh yeah, I see Uncle Bob." No, you don't. No, you don't. You just want to kiss him, Hallie. You just want to kiss him. Just say it. He loves you too, so it's okay. He will like it very, 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 very much. So, yeah, he won't have a problem with that. And also, like, all those family members that are like, oh my god, I'm jealous. The way he looks at you. And she's still like, wow, he's good at fake dating. No, dude, it's not fake for him. Like he needs to remind himself that it's fake because he acts like this is natural and this is what he always does. So it's not fake, but he needs to tell himself that again and again and again because he keeps forgetting it and he keeps living too much in the moment. So, but also Holly seems to be forgetting it a little bit too. Like, okay, but Holly also, like with her plans too, she was like, you know, we might as well fuck because like it's just this weekend, you know? You just wanna fuck him, girl. Girl. It's not lost, it's love. So don't excuse it. Like all the time she was excusing it for herself that she was like, yeah, I guess it's just that our bodies know each other from a one night stand. No, I guess it's just that you love him. But yeah, come to that realization at the last moment, I guess. You know, go for it. If you want that, I don't have an issue with that, I guess. But yeah, you. I would have liked it if you realized it earlier, but I guess yeah, it's important for the plot, of course. So it's okay. Um, yeah, but when Hallie suggested they should have sex because like it's one weekend, what could happen? Uh, a lot could happen. I can tell you that. So Jack was like, "Oh my god, I want this," but he didn't do it. And I like that he didn't do it because like it wasn't not it was real, but it wasn't real, you know? They would both really, really want it because they obviously wanted it really bad. But it wouldn't be like yeah, it would be real love, but they wouldn't know, and they would have in their mind the whole time like, this isn't real, this isn't real, and that would that just wouldn't be really fun for both of them, I guess. I think. But when they finally got together, oh my gosh, when they fell out of the closet, I that was so funny. But when they finally realized, oh my gosh, we like each other, and then bam, they broke up right after that. Like, not very long after that, because guess what? Alex showed up at the airport. Why? Why did he have to show up? I like the ending. No. So Alex showed up and he was like, "I'm sorry for the way I broke us up, and I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have done it that way. I feel like an asshole now." So I don't know if I'm allowed to curse here on YouTube or wherever I'm gonna post this. I hope I can, because else it's too late, way too late. But we'll see. So what was I saying again? Oh, right, I was talking about the airport. Yeah, and then she heard like, yeah, I heard about pets and stuff, and I was like, wait, you heard about that? I didn't know that. And she didn't think the problem was that he heard about the pet. Like, he was, she was like, yeah, it's okay that Jack told him about the pet, but what's not okay is when I was crying and bawling my eyes out, I didn't hear from him that that might be the reason why. He didn't tell me that he told him about the bet, and that after that it was over, because like first he was all dreamy. He was like, "Oh my god, it's fate. We're meant to be." And he was like, "No, it's not fate." I made sure she stayed on this app before bed, so like it's not fate. And then he was like, "Oh, it's not fate, so I can have this relationship anymore." I mean, I guess if that's your way of living, like I get that you don't want to be part of this bed because you will doubt if this relationship is real. I get that. Like, if you can doubt if this relationship is real, or that it's just like, yeah, I want to win the bet, so I'm just gonna fake loving you. Um, so I kind of get that they broke up, but yeah. But then they had no contact. Jack and Holly went no contact after she found out he never told her the reason why Alex broke up with her. And for a long time, and they were both like, why isn't he reaching out to me? Why isn't she reaching out? I thought I would already hear something from her, but I didn't. Doesn't she care? Oh my god. And then they talk again, and then but yeah, Hallie doesn't want a relationship anymore. She's just like, no, I'm not gonna do it yet, because I just want to live my life happily, and I just want to date around a little bit more. So she goes on a date, but it wasn't really a date, but it was like to talk. She made it yeah, she wanted to talk with Alex. So they went to the restaurant, and um how nee, not Hallie. Hallie went also there, yeah, of course. But like also went there, and yeah, Jack was jealous because he saw them talking, and he saw Hallie smiling and laughing, and he was like, "No, this can't be happening. This is the smile she only gives me. Why is she giving him this smile? Why?" And after a while, he ran away, of walked away. He walked out of the restaurant, and Holly saw that, and she also already talked with Alex, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I really liked you, but I'm in love with someone else." So, and Alex already knew a bit. Like, I think I know who this is. I think it's Jack. So yeah, it was Jack. So yeah, um, then she saw him walking out the door, and she was like, "No," and she was like waiting. She was like asking him for uh asking Alex like, "Is it okay if I leave for a minute?" And Alex was like, "Yeah, go." And then they talked, and they were like making up, and like they had fun again, and they ended up together, and I love that they ended up together. So yeah. Um, I kind of think this is my book review. I know it's not very long and I don't know, but I don't really know what to talk about anymore. Like, if it was a fantasy book, I would probably talk a lot more. But it's like romancy and of no, not romancy, rom-com, I mean, and I don't know really what to say about that. But yeah, if you guys have suggestions, please tell me, I would love that. I would love to hear what you guys want to hear on this channel. If you have book recommendations or book you want me to read sometime, also love that. I would do that. No, not always, because like if the book doesn't sound good to me or fun to me, I will not read it, of course. And I don't always have the money or the time, Sometimes I will have breaks, like I have um tests for school, or like, yeah, just a busy period of time. I'm on vacation, Yeah. You probably already know this, but I'm not English. English is not my native language, so I can make mistakes. I'm sorry for that, but like, um, I will try to make my English better. But I read in English, so I will always, yeah, I will also do this podcast in English because I think it's easier to describe things in English if you read it in English. So if I read a book in my native language, I will probably not tell you about that. Maybe if it's like really, really fun, I will tell you about that, but it makes it a little harder. So yeah. Um, do I have? Yeah, wait. I have some current reads. Currently I'm reading When in Rome by Sarah Adams, also a rom-com, and so far I think it's really cute. I read like 50 pages right now. And I also read Fearless, which kind of sounds like my name multiplied, but like, of course not that. Fearless by Lauren Roberts, because I was waiting a long time for the next book, but now it's here and I can really seem to get into it, but I think I'm getting into it now, but I just wanted to read a rom-com a bit more, so I went and read When in Rome. But you will probably hear a review of me soon, and yeah. If you want anything to hear maybe about my life, about drama, what happens in my life, or yeah, just stories from me, I hope you enjoyed it. And you can also find me on Instagram. I have an Instagram account, linked down below. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I see you next time. Yeah.